Hey everyone, I'm Isaac and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2024. Guy Ritchie is quite an interesting director. He's made a lot of successful films over the years with his memorable characters, energetic action, and unconventional writing. Even in some of his weaker productions, it can still be apparent that he put in a decent effort. And recently, his latest film was released with the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Based on the true story of the first British Special Forces mission that took place during World War II, I was definitely intrigued by this movie with both its style and sense of humor. And after watching it over the weekend, despite the somewhat underwhelming critical reception it's received so far, I really enjoyed what I saw. But that's not to say I didn't agree with all the criticisms, as I do think there were some elements holding this movie back, mainly the character development or lack thereof. Don't get me wrong, the acting here is great, with Henry Cavill easily being the highlight, but the most we get in terms of arcs for these characters is a bit of exposition dumping, leading to very little reason to root for these characters who we know so little about, coupled with the pacing feeling a bit rushed at times. Even with these problems, however, I feel like all that matters is if I had a good time watching it, and I did. For one, like I mentioned earlier, the performances are really good with tons of quippy banter and witty delivery to go around. I also really liked the look of Ungentlemanly Warfare. The production design and costume design did a great job capturing the aesthetic of 1940s Europe, there were a few nice looking shots here and there, and the score was excellent. Now if only Lionsgate could release it so that I could play it in the background of this video. And as for the action scenes, those would easily be the highlight of the film. They're full of energy and consistently creative, making solid use of the locations and giving the actors tons of material to work with. I also think that despite the writing overall being underwhelming, the premise itself is interesting. Apparently, the actual mission that inspired Ungentlemanly Warfare wasn't declassified until 2016, with even some members of the UK government playing a key role in the mission itself. While artistic liberties were certainly taken, I find it cool how all these years after this mission happened, with very little information being given to the public, it was able to be adapted into a format that definitely suits how bombastic the story is. I wish I could say more, seeing as how a lot of my more recent reviews have only been under 4 minutes, but I think I've said all I needed to say about the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It may not have the best writing or character development, but it more than makes up for it with some electrifying action, great production and costume design, and stellar performances. If you enjoy spy movies, period movies, or the works of Guy Ritchie, I'd recommend giving this a watch. I doubt it'll be for everyone, seeing as how the reviews have been somewhat average, but I still had a lot of fun watching it. Enough fun for me to give it a 7 out of 10. Next time, I'll be talking about Abigail. I honestly wasn't expecting much out of this one at first, but it was surprisingly really good, especially compared to some of the other horror movies we got so far this year. With that being said, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2024. If you like what you saw and want to see more videos like this, then consider subscribing to the Isaac Carthy channel. See you all next time!